Are we up and running? Are we? Good morning, guys. Hello. Nothing surprising here today. You know what we're up to. Sizing yesterday was finished. All that paper's done. Handed out to the printers now. I got a ton of it done yesterday. I did more after the stream was over. Basically filled up our whole space for paper up there. So there shouldn't, unless I've miscalculated, shouldn't be any need for more sizing for a few more days now. So. And Aoyama-san's off for 4 days with his family for the holidays, so there's going to be not much work going on downstairs for the next little while. So it's going to be me and my carving bench, I think. The shop is moderately quiet, you know. Golden Week, many tourists or people from overseas take to heart the guidebooks. The guidebooks teach people, you know, don't come to Japan during Golden Week because it's so crowded with domestic travelers. You know. So we don't have many visitors this week. Excuse me. Today for parties, there's 2 parties, and we've got a half staff. Teiko-san's here along with one of the beginners. So I'll probably be on party duty this morning later on. And the parties this week too are also unusual. They're almost all from Japanese people. It's upside down from what it normally is. Our parties are mostly for visitors, and this week it's nearly all Japanese, which is mixed feelings for us. It's easier for the staff to do it, but the downside of Japanese people doing print parties is they do the party, enjoy it, and then they leave. Whereas for the Westerners doing the print parties here, they do it and they enjoy it, and then not everybody, but some of them do some shopping. They're here for souvenirs or you know, for their own home decoration or whatever. But Japanese people don't buy anything here, nothing. So it's become a bit of a problem for us what to do. Because we've set the party prices really quite low. And if it's, we did the accounting based on the assumption originally and then the calculation later that out of all the people who do the print parties, X% of them end up actually buying prints as well. So the party price is lower than it should be if it was just for parties. And the Japanese people are not doing shopping. So we've got we've got to try and figure out how to do this. We can't have 2 different prices. I should check in with the stream here. Found that the microphone's turned off or something or whatever. So what do we got? Good morning messages here. Lesser great wave. Yes, it's a smaller great wave version. So we're saying if people do the print party, give them a voucher for the shop. I'm not sure what you mean. You're talking about the domestic Japanese people or the foreigners. I know the print party prices right now are really low. They're basically at cost or below cost for us, depending on how many people on any given day we serve. If there's one person in a print party, we've got 2 staff doing it, it costs me money to do it. It's negative. And if they don't buy anything in the shop, that's it. We've lost money on this. On any given one transaction, it doesn't matter. But as a whole, I have to make it balance. And over the past 3 years, we've learned that the average type of visitor buying or not buying prints, the business is profitable. So that even though the print party price is low, enough of the people doing the parties do shopping that on average the business is profitable for us. But that's only the case for Western visitors, overseas visitors I should say. For Japanese people, it's really much the mood in this country. They want to clean their houses, empty their houses, they don't buy stuff, consumption is extremely low. It's a huge problem for the economy as a whole. And it's a problem for us as a specific business. If they don't do shopping, then we need to charge more for the print parties, period, to make the thing to just pay for itself. But that's not the case with the overseas visitors, so I'm not sure what to do. One thing that's under consideration here, the staff and I have really been brainstorming this the past few weeks as this change in pattern has become apparent. One thought about this, thinking about this for the domestic market, is the thing that we offer as a print party right now, the print experience. Come in, make your print, you walk away with the prints that you made. It's the experience rather than shopping. We should change that, and it should be a print party set, like a sort of a menu on a coffee shop. You can buy coffee, or you can get a coffee set, which is coffee and a piece of cake or something like this, Now in a coffee shop, those are all options. You can have a coffee for 500 yen or coffee and cake for 900 yen or something like that, whatever. And we're considering now then for Japanese market, for the domestic market, for our print parties, it's a print party set. You get the print party experience. You get actually get the coffee break during the middle of it too. We give a free hot coffee and drink and stuff through the middle of it, which just doesn't even get charged. And then at the end of it, there's a selection of our small postcard prints on the wall, 10 or 12 of them, and the people choose from one of those. So it's a set. It's the printing experience, plus they take one of our prints. Instead of being 2,000 yen, that would then be, say, 5,000 yen, which is sort of like 2,000 yen for the printing experience and 3,000 yen for the print itself, plus the prints that they made. So that's one idea, is to not offer the experience just as an experience. It only exists as a set, a combination. So the minimum price would be 5,000 yen rather than 2,000 yen. In Western terms, $50 rather than $20. And they walk out with one of our beautiful prints with maybe a little display stand so they can put it in their desk or something like that. And the argument is that's going to reduce the number of people doing this thing. So it's not good news. It will drive customers away. Well, the other way to think about that is we're now nearly approaching capacity anyway. For most of April, we were at capacity. We were over 80% sold on the print parties for the total month's availability, 80% sold. And if this keeps growing at that rate, then we're going to be sold out. So if a new higher price turns off some people, it doesn't really matter, perhaps. So nothing's decided, just we're trying to think about all of this. We were trying to think about maybe having a new policy in place by the time we open up downstairs. I don't know. The new party room's looking good. The ceiling is in. Well, because I can't follow the stream and carve at the same time. Ay, 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 ay. I can't read all this. I'm sorry. I'll try and read through this later. All these suggestions. Thank you. I see one of the comments there, something about kids. Do people bring kids to the print parties? And that's another thing we're running into a bit of a question about. I can't say problem, just it's a question. We really are not prepared to do this as a children's experience. It's not a kid's thing. We set it up originally thinking about mostly adults on it. But of course people are traveling with kids. And over the experience we've had now, over the past 3 years, we've really had a lot of experience with this. And we've learned now not to take reservations from people with kids basically under about 10 years old. When they're 4, 5, 6 years old, it's just not manageable. The bench is physically too high, the work is physically too hard, the physical coordination of getting the paper in the block just doesn't work. I mean, there could be such a thing as a kiddies print party with different kinds of blocks, different kind of a bench, different kind of layout. But that's not what we have. So at the moment, we're looking at 10 and up for children. Teenagers, totally no problem. And every now and then we get somebody comes in like with a 3-year-old kid and says, can we do this? And we're just shaking our hands. It doesn't work. They can't physically do this job. It's not playtime. It's actually making a woodblock print, you know. So the basic rule is 10 and up. But the other thing we found then is that people who are traveling with kids, say a couple and 2 kids, 10 years old and 13 years old or whatever, something like that, we give them a discount. The kids basically go free. We charge what we call a family pack, which is just for the 2 adults and nothing for the kids. Because I remember myself when I traveled with kids, my God, the expenses just racked up so quickly. And we don't want to sit here taking money from children to show them about woodblock printmaking. So a family pack for us is 2 adults and 2 kids, and the kids fly free. But the downside of that is, again, we've also learned when people are traveling with children, they're not going to do any shopping at all. So the print party has to stand on its own. And when you do it for 4 people, but only charge for 2, and it's already a low price, it doesn't work. So the family pack thing we've been offering, as friendly as it is for families, is absolutely losing money for us. It fills up the party so 2 other people can't join, and we lose money on it. And yet we want to be family friendly, so in some of this, we've really sort of backed ourselves into a corner on some of this, you know. Basically because the whole thing has been too cheap. 2,000 yen was really too cheap for the base price for the whole thing. It's a 1-hour experience in Tokyo, hands-on, with 2 people attending you. You get a free coffee or tea, you're partway through it. 2,000 yen, $20, it's just way too cheap. Which is one reason why it's been really, really successful. So. But it's also a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun for us too. You know, we've met so many people, literally thousands and thousands and thousands of people doing this over the past few years. And they're always fun. They're here ready to have a good time. The kind of people that choose our business are just inherently a kind of a fun people. That's the wind acting up on some loose roof panels on the old decrepit building next door. It's a spring day here today. It's nice and windy and clear. The weather is up and down, rainy, sunny, dry, wet. Every day is different. Every day is a surprise. This morning's fresh wind. Okay, that area is going to be staying in. It's going to be dark blue. That'll be dark blue. That'll be dark blue. So will that little piece, I think. There's another thing about the pricing for the print parties too. You know, we've been working through various travel agents on this. We have our own price. When I've said 2,000 yen, that's the price we get at our cash register. When somebody books with us, that's the price they pay. And okay, we've been set with it. But we're also working with a couple of different travel companies. And when they first talked to us, they were asking about, can they get a discounted price? And we just showed them the numbers, and you know, it's impossible. There's no way we can discount it below 2,000 yen, like the travel company would take half or something like that. So we just said, no, I'm sorry, we can't work with you. I know we're not trying to be antagonistic to you. Just there's not enough margin to have the travel company make money and us make money at 2,000 yen. And both of those companies looked at this and chatted with me and said, okay, whatever. Can we do reservations for you if we add our own margin on top? And these companies, they're putting together entire tour packages. The people book with them for the airplane ticket, the hotels, the train fares, and all the admissions to the robot cafe and whatever else they're doing. And we said, sure, whatever, you know, as long as we get our 2,000 yen, no problem at all. So they're doing that. They're looking at our online reservation system, seeing what days are open, booking their clients in through our system. So we get the reservation just as normal. And they then sell our product as part of their package onto their client. So, and their client might be paying whatever, $5,000 for the whole thing. Flight, tickets, hotel, blah, 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 with our stuff rolled in. So how they are pricing our package as part of that large package, we have no idea. We don't care. It's nothing to do with us because we get our 2,000 yen and the companies have paid the travel company for the overall package. But of course they're marking it up. So we were afraid when we started doing this that there might be a case like this. The customers have booked through a travel company and maybe paid $40 per head for our print party, not knowing that our own price was cheaper. Then when they get here, they do the party. They don't pay because they've already paid their travel company. But they would then see, oh my God, it's actually only $20. We've paid our travel company $40 for this. We were thinking there might be a problem with this. And there has been not the slightest problem. These people knew when they paid their travel company that they were getting a package deal. Everything was organized for them. They didn't find it by themselves. The work was done. And they're happy to have had that service. So there's been not the slightest bit of blowback from people who booked through a travel company at a higher price, finding out when they get here that it could have been a bit cheaper if they'd booked by themselves. Which tells me that, yeah, our price is on the low side and that people will be happier if it was a bit higher. So, gotta be careful. So many places where I could make a mistake, you know. It's, again, this area will be inside, this will be inside. Just to recap what I'm doing here, for those of you who don't know, the original Great Wave print, the original print here has lines, dark lines in all the waves. The wave outlines are done in a darkest blue. And that same darkest blue does outlines, and it also does some solid blocks in part of the wave. So the solid block of the wave is the same color as the curly, curly, curly outlines. And let's find out what I'm doing right now, here, up here. this solid block comes up and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 little things at the end. And we've simplified this a little bit. That solid block I'm doing right there, it's this one, and it comes up with 1, 2, 3, 4 things. So these are going to be solid, even though at the moment you see them outlined. Again, this is a simplification of the image. We're not trying to draw every line exactly the same as it was on the original. Some places get very, very similar. Some places are quite a lot simplified. The simplification was done for me by one of our staff members, a young Kaori-san, a young illustrator girl. She's the one who did that image we've been using for years of the Peach Boy and his animal friends. She did that for us as an original. And she's done this for me as a simplification and an editing of Hokusai's original print. I think she's done very well. I'm really happy as I've been carving this. I've been seeing how it goes bit by bit by bit. You know, I've learned every line of this thing. I think she's done a very good job at simplifying it. It's going to look, from a consumer's point of view, it's going to look exactly like the Great Wave. But we know it's quite heavily adapted. 5 colors instead of 8. And simplifications all over the place, here and there and here and there. But it's really going to look quite similar to the real Great Wave. If this actually does end up being usable, it's going to be really, really popular. Comments. Look at this. So many comments. I can't catch them all now, guys, so I'll read this later. As far as is Dave in the shop, I know it's not guaranteed that you get your print party with me. I know in all of our print party materials, the online explanation, the pamphlets, I've been really careful not to say, come to Tokyo and enjoy a print party with Dave personally. We can't do that. I mean, it's just not actually possible. I can't work all day doing 5 print parties 6 days a week. It's just not possible. So we've avoided making any pretense of that. In real life, I'm here actually nearly every day, and I do myself many of the print parties. And the ones that I don't do, I introduce and chat with the people and stuff. But I can't promise to do your print party. There's just no way. It's not physically possible. Don't sweat it. The staff is really good at this. We only hire people who can do a good job at this. We train them well. The actual experience of the party, whether I'm the one standing in front of you or not, well, don't sweat it. It's really a good experience. We're not pretending it's me and then handing you off to some little kid, you know. There's no other way around it. I cannot physically do every print party. But if I didn't count this, so this is anecdotal rather than fact, but from the 3 years we've been here, out of all the people who have come through this shop, I've personally greeted and chatted and talked to easily 95% of them. Absolutely. I was off a couple of weeks last year to see when my dad passed away and other things like that. So there are times when I do have to be out of here. But for the most part, I'm here. But it's not guaranteed in your contract when you book a print party that I will be the person hosting it, and we can't do that. in, out. I think I'm okay here. And then once that's done, once these are covered, all the rest of this is, everything's outward at the end of it here. So from here on in, once I get around the edge of these things, it should be clear. Everything else is out. I've got no more decisions to make here. Just simply cut what I see. It's the garbage truck. I think it's Friday morning, so Thursday night we put out the garbage, and Friday morning is one of the garbage pickup days. Yeah, throwing the garbage in the back of the truck, the crushing machine, you know how it works. How's our stream health doing today? We had problems yesterday for the first time in a few weeks with the stream. It misbehaved a little bit. Everything's showing okay at this end. CPU usage low, green, no drop frames. We're coming up to the great Sanja Matsuri, the Sanja festival here. We talked about this over the stream the past few days. You're going to be hearing a lot more about this over the next couple of weeks. The Sanja Matsuri, Sanja festival here in Asakusa. It's one of Japan's largest, most famous festivals. And I'm on ground zero. It's the ground zero right here. The Asakusa shrine next to Sensoji Temple is where the main shrines are located, and they come out for their procession around the neighborhood once a year. And those shrines, the omikoshi, they're the ones that the crowd of revelers carry on their shoulders. A couple of them will be coming down this street As I mentioned in the stream the other day, the business association here, one of the jobs we are tasked with is providing refreshments and a rest area for the revelers. And I just got the first of what's going to become a stream of notices to the, business association group members, of which we are now one. I got the first of what's going to be a stream of these notices yesterday, starting to get lined up. The normal street cleaning is cancelled this month. What we do the first Tuesday of every month at 10 o'clock, we all shut our businesses down and we get out there with all of our staff. Cameron's posted about this on the blog. We scrub the streets, wash all the buildings, wash the light posts, pick up the gum off the street and stuff. That happens every first Tuesday of the month. That's cancelled this month because of the preparation for the major festival. And actually the festival will be so crowded nobody can see gum on the streets anyway. It wouldn't make any difference. But and the major cleanup after the festival is over. So it's mentioning two things. This month's cleanup is cancelled, and second, the timetable for the rest staging area has been decided, and it's going to happen here twice, on the 19th at noon exactly and at 1:20, and it specifically says this will take place right in front of Mokuhankan and the Kakigoe next door. Mokuhankan Kakigoe no mae de okonaimasu. So here we are. For the first time, I'm seeing my business included in this worksheet for the festival. This giant festival has been going on for many, many, many hundreds of years. And here we are. Mokuhankan is now an official part of the work and preparation for this festival. Joining whatever it is, 1,200-year tradition. And we're going to have work to do. My God, we're going to have work to do. It's going to be jam-packed. And it happens right here, ground zero, right in front of this building. So the beer will flow in rivers, almost literally. The beer will flow in rivers. These people who come down after carrying this portable shrine, it's really, really hard work. This is not just strolling down the street in a group of 50 or 100 people with a little thing on your shoulders. These people are drop dead with exhaustion by the time they get to this staging area. And they need fluid. Absolutely, they need fluid. And they drop the shrine and they rush to the tables. Gobble, gobble, drink, drink, drink. Reach out for another drink. And we have to be ready. If we're not ready, whatever. And this time it's on me. Not financially on me, but it's on my shoulders, having to get it ready. So as we get closer, the festival is 18th, 19th, and 20th. So as we get closer, our streaming thing here may be disrupted, We'll see what we can do. It's a staggeringly large festival. There's rivers of humanity swooping by here. Comments. Yeah, the Sanja Matsuri is no connection with Golden Week. Golden Week is a national collection of holidays that happen to bump together, so things get to combined holidays. But Sanja Matsuri is a purely local event here in Tokyo. And if you just Google it, on Google Sanja Matsuri and look at the images, and you just rivers and rivers and rivers of people. Sanja, S-A-N-J-A. It means three shrines, the Three Shrines Festival. It's actually one shrine, the place called Asakusa Jinja, Asakusa Shrine. But Asakusa Jinja is made up of three, they have three gods enshrined there. Gods, people who became gods, whatever, it's a long story. But so Sanja, the three gods, the Three Shrines Festival. And I think it's officially, whatever, one of Japan's three top festivals or whatever, I don't know. But it's chaotic madness. When we first came here, opened up our Asakusa shop, it would be nearly 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. There is an existing woodblock print shop here. It's been in the area or in Tokyo since Meiji times. Sakai Koko-do. They have a shop on the Nakamise, the row of touristy shops that's the entrance to Sensoji Temple. When you come in the famous Kaminarimon gate and you walk up the row of tourist shops, the shop's filled with junky tourist stuff. They have a shop on that arcade, and they've been there for many, 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 many years. And when I first, chatted with the guy about being in this area for business, it must be great festival time. So many people coming in, right? Wow, it must be really cool. And he said they can't do anything. They sell nothing. The festival for them is a total washout. It's zero. Nobody can get in the shop. There are so many people in the district that there's no shopping. But the shops are legally required to stay open. They don't want a bunch of blank shutters sitting there during the festival time. But they sell nothing because nobody can actually physically get inside the shop and do anything. So he said it's kind of a paradox. He just, oh my God, there's the two bad times of year for him. The New Year's season when it's so crowded and the festival season when it's so crowded. So it's possible for a retail outlet in an area like this to be, it's a bit paradoxical. When there are just too many people in the area, you can't do anything. Everything becomes paralyzed, you know. But they still have to be open. So we'll be in the same position. We've learned this. We've been here now 3 years. We've been through the festival three times now. This will be our fourth time. This is our first time as a participant, but we've been here, and we know business is just crashes. It's okay. We have lots of things to do. We get back room work done. You know. Oh, do, 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 do. Look at this conversation. I can't say this. Talk about tattoos again. Carrying the shrine. Carrying those shrines, man. They look at your picture. It says so many people, a small shrine, knows nothing to it. It's difficult. It's totally, absolutely exhausting work. I don't do it anymore. I don't play this game anymore. I'm 66 years old now. I'm out of that game. I can't. And I get another problem with this too. And when you try and carry the shrine, these things, they are heavy. They are very, very vigorously heavy. Okay, you got 40, 50, 60 people. It sounds simple. You pick this thing up, you walk down the street a little ways altogether, you put it back down. That's not how it works. This thing is alive. You pick it up, they start the chanting, the thing dances, it swings around, it swings left, right, up, down. It's being thrown around town. And it's just so heavy. And then as a foreigner, when I first tried doing this, in the first place I lived in, Hamara and in Ome, I was thinking, okay, you got to join the local community, do this thing, help carry the shrine, stuff like that. Big mistake. They're okay with a foreigner doing this. It's all funny for them. Hi, join us, get your, have a beer, get a little bit drunk, carry this thing around, dance and dance. The problem is that back then, I was like 179 centimeters high. Your typical Japanese guy doing this is 150 centimeters high. You're carrying a big heavy object on your shoulders, and I'm 10 centimeters taller than everybody else. You know what that means. So I'm not like I'm the one carrying the whole thing, but your shoulder just gets totally wrecked with this. So you got to sit there crouching. You bend your knees to try and work on this. You can't do that. It just becomes insane when you're a little bit taller than everybody else doing this. That's not so bad these days, because Japanese now are taller than they were in general than when I first came to this country. But it was a real problem. And the guys that tell you stories about this, again, this is nothing I know from first-hand experience at all, but they tell stories about this. As I've already mentioned here, the community association are the people who carry these shrines and take care of them. And the business association, the people who run the shops and stuff, are the ones who, make donations and stuff for beer and sake and helping the upkeep and all those sort of things. And this guy's telling me the story about this. Well, there's this shrine and there's this street, the business association. And one shop, he perhaps didn't pay, his fair share of the beer money and money for sake and stuff like this. So no problem, things go along, nobody says anything. And this giant portable shrine, shoop shop, is being carried down the street. And at the front is a guy with a flag, move left. But it's like what's that thing we used to play with, we put our fingers on when we were kids? Ouija boards, right? You all put your fingers on, and which way is it going to go? You can't really tell which way it goes. So this shrine is staggering its way down the street, jerking to the left, jerking to the right, and oops, a bit too far left, oops, and smash, out comes some shop window. And what do you know? It's the shop window of the guy who hadn't quite ponied up enough money for beer. Well, the gods are running this thing, and whatever, So you hear stories like this, I have no personal experience of that, but yeah, whatever, it's payback time, I guess, I don't know. There's so much in the background that I don't see, I don't know. I'm a newbie here in a community that's been going on doing these things for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So there's so many backstories, there's so many things I don't know, I think I see, but I don't really understand, I'm a complete newbie here. I'm accepted on the surface. Sure, come on in. Hi, work, do your job here. But I am in no way an insider here. I never will be. Not if I live to be 99 years old. It's not through some exclusionary principle. I'm not being kept out. It's just the community has been here for so long doing these things. What is this? 8:55. Cameron, I think, was supposed to be off today. So maybe this is Susan coming into work? I'm not quite sure. I hear very light footsteps. Yeah, it's Susan. So. Good morning. Hello, hello.
おはようございます。
Hi, no trick today. Your paper is out and ready. It's okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Come say hello. This is Suge-san. Hi.
Hello, hello.
She's the one who printed that red print I showed you, the meteoric power the other day. So.
2回目頑張ります。よいしょ。暑いね。あれ？そっか、今日キャメラさん。
いないです。そう。She just went straight through and up to work. Bang, that's it. No fooling around with this girl. A quick hello upstairs and she's going to get going, you know. Japanese, they're so fun. She's such a good kid. So happy that we have her, you know. A kid, whatever. Good lady. You know. I think there'll be 3 of them up there today. Again, it's national holidays, but again, these printers, they don't always work just to a calendar. Why are they working on a holiday? Am I going to pay them extra time, overtime, or something like that? It doesn't work like that with the printers. They are people who they're sort of like independent contractors. They've got their jobs to do from us. We discuss what prints they're going to do, and they have their own keys. And they work on their own time, at their own pace, at their own, at their own choosing. So the reason they'd be working on holiday today, in the case of Suge-san and Ishikawa-san, I know both of them, their husbands will be at work. Ishikawa-san, her husband, works for one of these giant companies making subway cars and boats and stuff like this. And holidays mean nothing to those companies. The guys just work and work and work, whatever. So her husband's at work, so there's no point for her to sit at home doing nothing, so she just books this as one of her own working days. The fact that it's a legal holiday doesn't matter. She's being paid by the prints she will turn in. And she just chooses her own time and date to do this. You know. So it's a bit funny. It sounds a bit strange. Why are the Mokuhankan printers all working on a national holiday? You know? We don't sort of do holidays here. Not in an evil way, but just simply they choose their own times. You know. There is a downside for them, you know. The fact that they are not full-time legal employees means that they don't get holidays, you know, they don't get paid holidays. They're part-time workers paid by the hour. And this is not because I'm some evil capitalist baron here. We just don't have, well, it's 2 things. One, I can't afford to hire many more full-time employees than I have already done. We only have 1 camera. I don't have the financial resources to make a payroll of many more full-time people. And all of these people, Suge-san, Ishikawa-san, Eiichi-san, the other ones, they don't want full-time jobs. They have other things they're doing. They don't want to be shackled to a 9 to 5, working 5 days a week job, even if it would mean they get holidays and stuff. So they're content staying as part-time employees. It's a bit of a mixed situation. Even the shop staff, Teiko-san and Shiba-san, I've tried to offer them employment on a more full-time basis so that we can stabilize our shop schedule here. And they don't want to do that. What's this? Dave is a slave driver. Get the customers to do the work. The problem is it's all highly trained work. There's nothing that a drop-in person could do. That's why we don't have interns and stuff here. You're going to come and do some printing for me. Sure, work for 3 or 4 years training how to do it. It doesn't work to have casual people come in and do work here. Do the printing experience first and then help out in the shop. Help out in the shop means what? The customer picks up a print off the shelf and says, "Can you please explain what this print is?" Our staff has to understand these things, and training is really, really difficult. Even the people who've been here for years and years and years, Teiko-san, whatever, some of the customers in the shop yesterday picking up some random print in our huge selection now, and asks her, "Can you please tell me about this print?" And she said, there's stuff she can explain, there's stuff she can't explain, And this is not something that an instant worker could do, We have trained people here, And then the carving and printing work, give me a break. You can't just step in and do this, Even hosting a print party, as simple as it is. Training. Koizumi-san, who's going to be working with Teiko-san today on the print parties. He's been here now for, I don't know how long, a couple of months? I can't remember exactly. 2 months, 3 months? There's no way he can do a print party by himself, He's standby. Teiko-san will run the party. She will explain stuff. She will do the talking to the customers. And then once the thing starts, he will be standing by people's elbow, watching and helping and guiding them. But he can't run a print party. Excuse me. So where are we for time now? Let's see. It's what is it? 9:10. So we got 10 or 15 minutes left here. Cameron won't be here today. It's a legal holiday Friday. He's going to be off for 3 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And when he left yesterday afternoon, I think he left about 5 o'clock or so, he already put the knife in. "See you guys in a few days." He twisted the knife as he left him. So it's now Friday. The next couple of days, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be doing these streams as normal. I guess barring any other jobs that come up quickly, unexpectedly, I'll be doing this carving for the next few days. We've still got quite a lot of work to do. There's a lot of wavelets to carve here. And then when I'm done that, I've got the title to carve, the calligraphy. And that'll be it. And then I'll move on to color blocks. And the color blocks for this print too are not trivial. So for the next foreseeable future, my streams are easily identifiable. It'll be a mix of this carving job plus other stuff like the sizing jobs. And as I teased the other day, I may have to do some printing sometime in the next few days. Not quite sure yet. Sure where to work here, just so many curlicues all over the place. Where to go next, where to go next. Just nibble at them bit by bit. They gradually disappear. Pictures from downstairs, yes, I'm sorry, I know. Grunt work, sweeping floors, the bathroom. The staff does that actually each morning. You'll hear the doorbell ring in a few minutes. So Teiko-san and Koizumi-san will be here. Our official opening time is 10 o'clock, but the staff starts coming at 9:30. And the first print party will be 10 o'clock. But in that time from 9:30 to 10, that's when the shop staff does the daily run through. They do the floors, the bathroom, take a look at a couple of the windows. They do the basic cleaning up. What have we got here? A bot or something? Do I kill it? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Hi. Good timing. Where was I? I lost track of the place I was focusing on here. I think I hear somebody opening the door downstairs. Teiko-san, I'm not sure. I can hear him rattling the door. I think I know what's happened. I know. Koizumi-san, the newer face, he's the first one here today. The door's locked. He has no key yet. Teiko-san, she's the regular. She has her key, but she's going to be a bit late. She always is a bit late. And I anticipated this, so I left the door open earlier, ready for this. But when Suga-san came through, she probably locked it behind her. So Koizumi-san's sitting down there outside. He's trying to decide, what should I do? Should I phone Dave and disturb the stream, or should he wait for Teiko-san to get here? He's trying to decide what to do. I think he's just going to wait, it seems. Time is at 9:22, but she usually shows up around 9:35 or so. So he may be waiting for a while. I should probably perhaps go and let him in. Yeah, I hear the door handle rattling down there. I better do that. Okay, what is it? It's 9:23. It's time to sign off anyway. So, okay. Let's do this. Let me close it down here. Okay, today's Friday. It should be a normal stream for the next couple of days. Without knowing exactly what I'll be doing. There's possibly some printing for me coming, but if that doesn't get ready in time, I'll be doing more of this carving. Let's zoom out, have a look at it. Here's what we've got to. It's really, really coming along well. Hey, what's left? What's left is this bunch of waves over here, which is whatever. How many days work? 1, 2 days work, is that? Then there's the lettering in the middle, and that'll be it for the key block. So moving ahead, looking good. Let's have a last look at the stream before I sign off. I can't shout at Suga-san. She's already started printing up there. She's too far away. He just leaves in there. No, I gotta go. Okay, I gotta get going in this. Thanks for watching. I haven't seen a lot of what's going on. I'll read it at lunchtime or something later on to see if I missed anything really important here. Thanks for watching again. She is here, so they're done. Anyway, I'm off. Thanks again, guys. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Thanks for watching again. There it is. It's Teiko-san. Good morning, good morning. All set to go?
Yeah.